It's time for Dodger Baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Gone. What a snap. This is what an ace looks like.
And tagged out is Riley, a double play.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
And welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McCain. Real ones call me D-Mac. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMac_LA. And thanks for rocking with us here after the Dodgers get it done. They explode today in Milwaukee. They've now improved to 17-12, 16 runs for your boys in blue today. They stopped their three-game skid. The Dodgers have been reeling of late, losing 10 of their last 13 games, riding a three-game losing streak entering today. But they got a much-needed hit parade, a laugher, 2 grand slams today. The Los Grand SLAMgeles Dodgers got it done, one by Matt Beaty and the other by A.J. Pollock. A.J. Pollock went off today. El Pollo went loco today in Milwaukee, almost tying the franchise record for most RBIs in a game set by Gil Hodges and James Lodi, who had 9. He ends up with 8. And we have a lot to get into today, not just about today's game, but about the current state of the Dodgers, the injury to Dustin May. Lots to get into, but you know how we get down here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Let me know where you're representing Dodgers Nation from today. Give me those cities, zip codes, area codes down below in the comment section. And who do you have as your player of the game today? Is it Matt Beaty? Is it A.J. Pollock? Is it Julio Urias, who continues to dominate on the road? Julio Urias, another strong outing for him. He goes 7 innings, allows 1 run on 4 hits, another 10 punch-out game for Julio Urias, 90 pitches, 17 for 24 on first pitch strikes, 17 swinging strikes, and he is a road warrior, dominating on the road. His ERA outside of Dodger Stadium this year entering today was at .64. That'll go down as opposed to at Dodger Stadium where it's 5.4, a 5.4 ERA. So he continues to dominate on the road, and we have lots to get into, guys, so here we go. Let's jump into this comment section. Welcome to the show, guys. Doug, we needed this win. Our offense just woke up. I like that, Jonathan Robles. Holy crap, we got just what we needed from Denny Cortez over on Facebook. Jose Mata, Matt Beaty, and A.J. Pollock were the MVPs of the game. They have, look, hey, if you've been watching the show, if you see me, last episode, I said, look, the one good thing in all this is A.J. Pollock is starting to heat up, and then Matt Beaty, he has made the most of his opportunity since getting called back into the show. He's now 8 for 16 with a home run, 11 RBIs. He had 9 RBIs all of last year. So he's already surpassed that total, and you're seeing the at-bat quality from Matt Beaty. It feels like he's reaching base one way or the other, whether it's getting breaks with infield singles, taking walks. Matt Beaty is a guy who looks like he's locked in. The hit man is getting some hits, and he looks like he's got a little chip on his shoulder right now, and he wants to prove that this guy's an everyday big leaguer. And I'm starting to think, with the struggles of Max Muncy, now, I don't want to hear that, Max Muncy, he's down right now. Max Muncy has been struggling for over a year now. Max Muncy, he had a .92 last year with a 97 OPS plus, and he's really started to go through it this year. You see that bat speed is just starting to slow down for Max Muncy, and he really needs to turn around in a hurry. Max Muncy, this series, he goes 1 for 10, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts. Max Muncy, in his last 28 at-bats, is 2 for his last 28 at-bats, hitting 71, a 494 OPS with 13 strikeouts and 15 walks. So we know about the on-base percentage, 422 in that stretch. We know he's Max Muncy because he can see the ball and has that strike zone awareness. But at the end of the day, they need a guy that can produce in that part of the order. And I'm telling you, Matt Beaty, he can get it done in that position. I think you got to ride the hot hand, and he gives you that bat-to-ball quality that we need in this offense so desperately right now. But AJ, AJ who he went off. Pollock, what a bum. LOL. Why you guys wanted to hit that nine RBI total or surpass it? My man AJ from Deborah Young. Welcome to the show, Deborah. Yeah, give me those zip code cities. We got Minnesota baby from David Schumer over on Facebook. By the way, if you're on Facebook, be sure to share the show. If you're on YouTube, be sure to subscribe and also hit that like button. I don't think we're on Twitter right now at the moment, but let's bring in the Mike Scioscia to manage this team. Absolutely not under any circumstances do I want Mike Scioscia, who is not the most analytically inclined manager. And look, say what you want about this Dodger organization, but they've had sustained success under Andrew Friedman and this analytics department that embraces modern-day baseball. And look, we'll see what the results say with Dave Roberts at the end of the year. If this team is fully healthy, this team with its 17 win, no team has more than 17 wins right now at the moment. The Dodgers back in first place in the NL West. So I don't really want to hear about, look, I mean, Dave Roberts has done, look, I'm not saying Dave Roberts is the perfect manager or anything like that. There is some tactical issues, and I do think he's getting back to learning how to, not learning, but readjusting to National League Baseball after going the whole season in with the no DH or with the DH rules. And but look, I mean, the bottom line is if this team is fully healthy, if Zach McKinstry and Cody Bellinger don't go out in the IL and this bullpen's healthy, this team probably already has 20-plus wins at the moment, and we're talking 116 games like we were earlier in the year. So, look, I mean, Dave Roberts can't go out there and swing the bat. Like I said, he wants to put his guys in a position to win, and I'm really interested to see how he's going to handle this situation with Max Muncy. If Muncy continues to struggle and Matt Beaty continues to hit. And look, this needs to be a meritocracy in this show, because if Zach McKinstry's coming back, it was nice to see Gavin Lux get a hit today too. Gavin Lux, he was 1 for his last 18. 1 for his last 18. No extra base hits heading into today's action. It was nice to see Gavin Lux get a hit. He goes 2 for 4 today and has a walk. So a very promising development for Gavin Lux. We need him to get going. But let's say Zach McKinstry comes back and he continues to rake and give you those quality ABs. Hey, man, I want the best guy in the game. I don't care about runways and how much you have invested in a particular player. It's all about production at this point. But back here we go. Doug, 2 grand slams from Jonathan Robles. Yeah, it was the first time the Dodgers had hit 2 grand slams since who? Sean Green and Adrian Beltre back when they fried the fish, the Marlins back in 2000. So it's been a while, and 2 of my favorite players growing up, loved Adrian Beltre, really was one of those ones that got away. So it's nice to see the Dodgers just needed a laugher today, because this last 3 games has been no laughing matter for your boys in blue, especially it's compounded because of yesterday with Dustin May. We're going to get into that in just a second, but I want to hit more of your comments right here. But we got what up from Santa Ana, Doug. Hey, what's up, my man, Joe Megazzini? He's been a day one here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Used to be DTLA. Believe he moved to Santa Ana. So, look, man, I've been paying attention to where you guys are repping from. Diane Schroeder got to go with Pollock in the 760 Indian Wells. Brian Robinson, 818, the boys in blue come through. We got Sully over here on Long Beach, California, Dodgers Nation. Does Beaty get traded? It's an interesting question that you asked that, because, look, it's always a possibility, because if they want to go with their guys and they see that Matt Beaty is in a situation where he needs more playing time, he wants an opportunity to get more at-bats, because, look, the bottom line is, since he's been back up in the show, if you give Matt Beaty the at-bats, he's going to produce. So if there's a situation where the Dodgers, if a team is interested in him and they want him included as for another reliever, because you see this bullpen is reeling, so many injuries right now for this Dodgers pen, and we don't know the status right now of Dustin May, who's expected to undergo thorough testing in Chicago tomorrow. I'm saying, hey, man, get him on the plane, get him tested ASAP, because I know that we're on pins and needles waiting on the status of Dustin May. Hopefully, you got to put by the way, yeah, man, give those good vibes down there. Give me a comment for Dustin May and your support of Dustin May, because he needs those positive vibes right now. We don't want to lose him for an extended period of time. We're not going to say the word, we're not going to say the name. We're not going to try to jinx stuff in that respect. I had someone tell me that is like saying the name that should not be named, Voldemort from Harry Potter. My man AJ for player of the game, still 3 straight series losses, pound for pound. Yeah, hey, man, there's no one that is – look, this is definitely a funk for the Dodgers, and it really starts with their inability to hit the baseball. And today it was really a perfect situation, a perfect recipe for the Dodgers. You got Bettinger, first start, and the Dodgers, they get 2 grand slams in 2 innings, and they really just coasted. So that was definitely a positive sign for the Dodgers to see that and to experience just an easy win when it seems like wins have been so hard to come by in the last couple of days. So definitely what you want to see if you're the Dodgers, and just coming out there and dominating. Unfortunately, I thought it was a good opportunity for Edwin Rios to possibly find a way to string some hits together and find a way to get it going at the plate. But look, moving forward, we have Matt Beaty, we have Zach McKinstry, and I think that, I really do think that Edwin Rios' days are numbered when it comes to, he was 0-for-2 again today with the strikeout, did have the walk, but look, I mean, he just has issues getting that bat on the baseball, and I think we have some better options coming off the bench at this point, especially from the left side. Teresa showing us they still have it. We got player of the game, Urias Pollock, free jumbo jacks. You got to love those jumbo jacks. Have you guys actually got one yet? Let me know down below in the comments, because, look, at this point, I feel like Jack in the Box for the last week says, hey, man, I wish we had done it for runs instead of strikeouts. If we had just said maybe if the Dodgers score 3 or 4 more runs, then you get the jumbo jack, and then they'd be saving a lot of money. But unfortunately, it was the 10 strikeouts, and the Dodgers have so many aces in this stat. Today, the Urias, he showed out again on the road. He did his thing. And here we go. We got Masanori Kishihara over on YouTube from the 93630. Will the Dodgers call up Josiah Gray, Ted Newart? Head over to our YouTube channel. I actually did a video on that, so go check that out. I'll give you my thoughts on that a little later too, though. Jim, MVP is beat down Beaty. I like that. If you guys have any nicknames at any point, you guys just fire away with those nicknames. You know I love to see those. Here we go. We got Hey Dougie Fresh from Tina G-Man. What up, Tina G-Man? Always represent over there. We got Giants are winning on the mound. We got here we go. We got Giants. Oh, here we go. Giants are winning at the moment right now. Oscar Prince. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Look, it's so early in the season. The Giants, I'm not worried about them. If you really want to focus on early season statistics and early season standings, then, by all means. But look, the Giants aren't going to be a threat in the NL West. You can record this. This is going to be on YouTube. So I'm telling you right now, the Giants aren't going to be the team the Dodgers are going to be dealing with late in the year. The Padres, that's a different story. If they can stay healthy, they have the depth. But I think the Giants, at some point this season, if they're smart, they'll be sellers, in my opinion. But it's nice to see them really coming out of the gate strong when most teams are not even being competitive. So I actually credit the Giants from that respect. But the Dodgers, look, I mean, let's back to this comment section here, actually, and then we'll kind of get into this game recap and break it down a little bit. Lynn M., Dodgers only won 4 of their last 14, but outscored opponents 60-56. I actually have that in my notes right here, and that's another thing I wanted to bring up, is that, look, a lot of tough losses. Look, anytime you go 1-4 in extra innings games this year, you're not getting those breaks. You're not getting those clutch hits when you need them. Yesterday, it looked like Will Smith sealed the deal for the Dodgers. He gets that key extra base hit. Unfortunately, Mitchell White was not able to seal the deal for the Dodgers. Alex Vesia, who I've heard his name pronounced 50 different ways from 50 different broadcasters over the last 2 days. I've heard Vesia, Vecchia. I mean, I've heard a lot of different ways. I'm pretty sure it's Vesia, but if I'm wrong, let me know down below in the comments section. Alex Vesia, hit me up. Let me know how you pronounce your name. But I've heard it, 10 different ways in the same sentence at this point, so I'm a little confused. But Maura O'Brien, the Dodgers made up for all the losses lately. It's so good to see Pollock and Beaty do so well today. They definitely won the game for us. That's Maura O'Brien, always bringing the positive vibes here on the Dodgers Nation post game show. The 4-bagger Beaty, I like that. You get another one. You win for that one. That's from Travis over on Facebook. We got Dodger fan out here in Kansas City from Christian Blake. Dave Schoffer was hoping to see Rios break that hitless streak by capitalizing on that bases-loaded moment. Would have been sweet. Yeah, he really had an opportunity there to just get it done and just really feel good about his approach at the plate moving forward. But unfortunately, yeah, I mean, it just hurts to see because you guys know I'm a big Edwin Rios fan. I was so enticed and enamored with that 10 1/4 at-bats, home runs per at-bat number he was posting. But it just, look, his swing, look, I mean, the more at-bats you get, the more opponents are going to learn how to attack you. And you see what they're doing with Edwin Rios, really exposing his weaknesses. And that swing is just a little all or nothing, a little too gigantic. And he's just not getting that hard contact, which is unfortunate because Edwin Rios is a guy who I thought was going to be able to provide some good pop off that bench and get in there in key spots and give you some serious bombs. So, look, a lot can change. Hopefully it turns around. Hopefully the light switch just turns on and it starts to click for Edwin Rios. But right now, with the way that Matt Beaty's swinging, and then, look, I mean, Sheldon Noisy from the right side is another guy off the bat who can give you those infield reps, and he's been hitting the ball hard of late as well, too. So I like the trajectory he's going in. I like the way he's trending. And then Matt Beaty, you got to feel really good. 4 for 6 today, 7 RBIs, 3 runs total, and just 1 strikeout. And that was not even a strike right there. That was a ball. Yes, of course, you see the score as it is. You really can't take a pitch like that and expect for them not to call it. But look, that should have been a walk. So he should have been he should have been on there 4 or 5 with a walk today. So, hey, D-Mac, what should we do with Rios? That's from William Uber Ellis. I wouldn't worry too much about Edwin Rios because, look, when guys get healthy, there's some other guys. We'll see what the Dodgers do as far as the pitchers, as far as what really it all kind of we saw that Dustin May is on the 10-day IL. It all banks on, and you saw that Knable's on the 60-day IL. You saw they brought up Uceta. We'll see what they do with other guys down there like Carrillo, my man. Tim Rogers loves Carrillo, so he's a guy that could come up. He's a guy that he's a feisty pitcher that could come up, and I think that he's a guy. Look, Gerardo Carrillo is going to get his opportunity too. Alex Vesia, if you can just find a way to find the strike zone, which he had issues doing yesterday. I think he threw like 13 for 34 strikes, something like that. If you could find a way to hit the strike zone, they had nice movement and life on his fastball, and he's got some really plus off-speed stuff. So, look, it's a tough situation to put him in that game, in that moment. When you consider the circumstances, that's not where you want to break in with your new team. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and see how he pitches in his next opportunity before I write him off just yet. But there's other guys down there, too, that you want to see, like Andre Jackson. They're very high on him. And then Carrillo, Josiah Gray. We'll see what happens with Josiah Gray. But one thing you have to consider, too, is no minor league system last year. So these guys, I mean, a lot of the struggles for these minor league players, I think is really symptomatic of not having that last year and having them have a place to develop. But we'll see. And look, we just got to grind through this. This organization, not only do they have depth, they have the chips to find a way to add more depth and add more pieces. I'm sure Andrew Friedman and the gang, they're hard at work to see, look, are there going to be some moves they have to make? They're always going to have frontline starters. I have some of you guys hitting me up with the DMs talking about Max Scherzer, who went off today and pitched very well. Will he be on the move? There's always going to be big starters as teams start to fall off, and I'm sure we'll be doing a lot of videos on those in the coming weeks and months. But back to the comment section. Let's get it in here, guys. 818 Glendale, we got Justin over on YouTube. When is Zach McKinstry coming back? Still a little ways away. He's not swinging the bat yet. So, look, I mean, I would say, I think the last I heard was like something like 4 weeks. So, hopefully it's less than that. Yeah, they're kind of taking it slow with him. And hopefully he'll be back because, look, the Dodgers, really, their record, tweeted the other day with like, it was something that, unfortunately, the Dodgers, look, I mean, they got to find a way to get some momentum on offense, and I think that started today with the Dodgers and how they fared against this Brewers team. They need to beat them up. They need to punish them. They need to take out all their aggression. And look, they were pissed. I mean, you saw Mookie Betts yesterday saying that talking about how they. We're just kind of wasting time, and this team needs to lock in now. But Zach McKinstry, since he went on the IL, the Dodgers are there. Before he went on the IL, the Dodgers were 14-4. So 14-4. Since then, the Dodgers are 3-8. 3-8 without Zach McKinstry. So look, I mean, he's a guy that's a spark plug. He really can get this offense going, and we need him back as soon as possible. I'm hoping that that, look, man, I'm just hoping he gets back quickly here. But here, let's do some – I'm going to hit some comments, and we're going to kind of get into this game here. Hello from Willowbrook. Hello. We got good job, great job, Julio from Ruth over on Facebook. We got Pac Rios' Bags from Pound for Pound. We got Daniel Rios. Capital D from Pico Rivera says hello and go blue. What up, Daniel Rios? We got Taylor was on point today. Yeah, Taylor, we have to mention Chris Taylor, who's another guy who's been having success of late. So Chris Taylor, he had another good game today, and he's just getting on base. I think he reached pretty much every time today. Today Taylor goes 3 for 3 with the walk. So 3 for 3 with the walk, and getting hits, giving you good at bats. And of late, Chris Taylor's another guy that is, look, like I said, I'm really encouraged by the middle to the bottom of this order. With A.J. Pollock, Chris Taylor, you got Will Smith that's starting to heat up as well. He had another solid day today, Will Smith did. He's starting to lock in as well. And you saw Chris Taylor. He, another really good day for Chris Taylor. So that's definitely one you want to see from CT3. So coming into today, it was 8 for his last 27, so now he's 11 for his last 30. So 11 for his last 30, and you're seeing the power numbers. You're seeing, he's got 2 triples, a double, and a home run. And then Will Smith was 7 for his last 23 heading into today, and he had another really solid day at the plate. He goes 2 for 6, but he had that big double early on, and I like what I'm seeing from Will Smith. But small ball we got in 2000. This is from Justin. By the way, my prediction for the season was 104 games, so I'm sticking to that. Heard a lot of nonsense about 116-plus games and this and that. And, look, I would love to see that, but, look, the bullpen, too many question marks in the bullpen, and it's just tough when you're coming off a 60-game season to expect that level of success and expect no injuries. I mean, I saw Bill Plaschke's article where he said the Dodgers would be the greatest team of all time. I laughed when I read that. I'm not going to lie because, look, I mean, as solid as the starting rotation was, the talent was there as far as the starters, but there's just too many question marks in this Dodger bullpen. Too many guys acclimating to that role. They were previously starters, and look, I mean, I questioned Kenley Jansen as the closer. Would Knable look good? There was too many questions to me to really say this team was a good bet to be the best baseball team of all time. And look, for me, it's all about the World Series championship. It's all about hoisting that commissioner's trophy / piece of metal when it matters most. So that's all I care about. I'll take 104 wins like my man this is Justin Lamas. In 2017, when we won 104 games and went on a tear, we had Bellinger in MVP form, and Seager was solid too. In 2019, when we won 106 games, Bellinger won the MVP, and Jock, Muncy, and Verdugo were all out of this world. That's a really good point right there. A big-time Belly, an odd-year Belly, goes a long way with this team because, 1, he's having his own success. 2, he's playing gold glove caliber defense in center field. It allows Mookie Betts Mookie Betts the guy who just in a year and a little over a year watching him play baseball, I think he likes the structure. He likes knowing he's going to be a leadoff guy. He's a guy that likes to know that he's going to be in right field. And I think you keep Mookie Betts in right field. You don't have him questioning, today I'll be playing in center field. And I think that's going to help. And also, if Bellinger's hitting well, he's going to get good pitches for guys batting around him in the order. And we'll see, will Max Muncy start to hit better when Belly's back? But I think it was 3 for 18 when he went down. So we can't sit here and say that, Bellinger was tearing the cover off the baseball before he went down with that injury that they eventually discovered was a hairline fracture. So, look, hopefully he comes back. Hopefully he starts to feel it and get in a groove. But you're right, though. This team is a different team when Bellinger is a monster at the plate. But Tina G-Man, Dustin May will be okay. I want to stay positive. Hey, Tina G-Man, I hope you're right. Justin, we're going to win this division and win 100-plus games. We're going to need 2 or 3 players to go on a tear. Last year, it was Mookie, Pollock, and even Seager. Deborah Young, Cubs used up their pen today. Good for us, hopefully. Great point right there, Deborah. Joseph Megazetti, how many days for Rios? It really just look, man. That's just at this point, it's a formality. It's a foregone conclusion. And look, and if I'm Edwin Rios, I don't get down on myself. I really don't, because this season is going to be a wacky and wild season as far as the roster goes, because it's the first 162-game season following a 60-game season. And if I'm Edwin Rios, I look at the success that Matt Beaty is having, and I say, hey, if I get sent down to that alternate site, I continue to beat at my craft, try to refine my swing. And then look, that's how these guys work. You know, they're in the cage, they're hitting, and things turn on for them, and they catch a groove, they find a rhythm, and they go on a tear. I mean, that is just the nature of this game. So I'm hoping that happens for Edwin Rios. But yeah, I have no doubt about that he'll be sent down. Sergio, we got 760 California. Let's go Dodgers. You got one of these. Should have been sent down a couple weeks ago. No jumbo jacks here in Florida. Deborah Young, hey, I'll send you some. I mean, it might be a little funky by the time they get to you, but hit me up. I'll send you some jumbo jacks. We need Dustin May. Good vibes sent this way. That's from Maura O'Brien. I work in JP over on YouTube. I work in a restaurant. Money is all in drinks, so they're still making money because you have to buy a large drink to get the jumbo jack. Yeah, I mean, I saw it somewhere too. I mean, not about the Jack in the Box, but yeah, I mean, it costs them. Trust me, they're still making money hand over fist. It's a successful promotion for them, not questioning that. I mean, it's like I think I saw like a large drink costs like 13 cents or something like that for these fast food chains, and that's really where the money's at. So I'm with you on that, man. Hey, the Capital D's. We got Rios, Let's Go Dodgers from over on Twitch. We got Danny. Dude, I thought the same thing earlier. There we go. They need to put together some consistent wins. Eric Brewer. Yeah, I mean, they need to – look, they started red hot. They started so red hot, 13-2, and then you saw they lose 10 of 13 and go on a slide, and they will. They will go on a good streak. I think that they're a little bit in limbo right now, waiting on the news for Dustin May, and unfortunately – I don't want to speculate at this point. We dropped a video about the Dustin May injury yesterday, and over on the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel, if you guys want to check that out. Hopefully, look at me. He said he had that shooting pain. We know when people describe arm injuries like that, it usually does not mean a good thing. But the same token, we saw what happened with Corey Knebel. We thought the worst for him. Ended up being a 2-month injury. It ended up being an oblique injury. I don't think it's an oblique injury with Dustin May, but like I said, I'm not Doogie Howser, MD. I'm not Dr. DMAC, as some of you guys were calling me in the comments yesterday. So we'll just wait and see. Here we go. I need that shout-out. Daniel Rios, you got your shout-out right here, my man. You got to go Dodgers, too. Give Capital D a shout-out. Look, man, you guys want your shout-outs, just let me know. Mookie must have given a great pep talk. Eric Ayala. That's over on YouTube. Yeah, I think that Mookie Betts, he's a lead-by-example guy. And he's a guy that also, look, I mean, that's proven. Edwin Rios talked about it, how he's the guy who has the biggest contract, but he's the first guy on the field taking ground balls at third base the other day, second base. I mean, this is a guy that knows how to just improve and get better, and he puts in the work. But also, I think he's a guy too that when things start to get, when he pushes the right buttons at the right time. And I think that Mookie Betts made a statement yesterday, first pitch bomb, and today, I mean, today he was hitting the ball hard all day long, but unfortunately, it just wasn't happening. I mean, you saw those plays that Reyes was making and over at third, just kind of robbing him. But he goes 0 for 4 today, but he was hitting the ball hard. Yesterday he goes 2 for 6. He's starting to put it together. I'm telling you, if you do not need to worry about Mookie Betts, he will be an all-star. You start to see that average increase. And look, I mean, the guy I think has been playing through some injuries. I mean, you saw. Back, when your back's not right, it's hard to do anything. I mean, is his back 100%? I think that back injury lingering means more than him getting hit in the forearm against the Mariners. I don't think that's really it. I just think that back injury, the time off, really kind of messed with his rhythm. You've heard talk that he's been working with Justin Turner, who continues to be an absolute hit machine. JT, 2 for 3 today, hitting .337, slugging .584 on the year. A couple more questions here, and we're going to get into this recap here. But Jonathan Robles, Doug, if you were the manager of the Dodgers, what trades would you make? Jonathan Robles, I would stand pat at the moment, but I've said, before the season that the Dodgers might want to pick up 1 or 2 more relievers and add a right-handed bat at some point. I've heard some names like Chris Bryant, some big names out there that you guys have been mentioning or just seen out in the Twitterverse. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna totally get there. We're gonna be crazy talking about trades. But right now we have to see who's gonna be healthy for this Dodger team, who's producing early on, where are the holes. But at some point we got to make some moves just for some key relievers. And or I wouldn't say, I'm not even talking about big monster names, but some guys that can provide some quality depth depending on the health. I mean, if Dustin May's out for an extended period of time, how does Tony Gonsolin look when he comes back and he slides into that fifth starter's role? They said they're going to have him built up as a starter. And to me, look, hopefully this is an opportunity for Tony Gonsolin to say, hey, Now I am a starter. I embrace that role that they were going to give me as a bullpen piece. But he's a guy last year who, when he was starting, he won Baseball America's Rookie of the Year, and he pitched very well for long stretches as a starter. So you saw what happened in the postseason, but I think Tony Gonsolin is a guy that's more than capable of going in there and looking good and making the most of his opportunity, just like Matt Beaty has. So we got Rios needs a short in that sweeping swing. That's from Jim over on Facebook. Anthony Keene, what's the word on Price? Any update there? Still, look, hopefully it's a grade 1 hamstring. Hopefully it's nothing more serious than that. But he's another guy that, look, he can come back. Even if he's not starting, he can give you 2, 3, maybe 4 innings out of that bullpen. So I think it'll be interesting to see how they use DP when he comes back. But capital D, Doug, we got, Z-Mac is the spark plug. We got, I spread the word about the channel, Daniel Rios. I appreciate that. Yeah, guys, if you can tell your friends about the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel, it's the fastest growing Dodgers YouTube channel in the game. So be sure to tell your friends. Lots of giveaways. We're always up to the minute Dodgers news and rumors, hype videos. You're going to find everything Dodger baseball over there. The flagship show over at the flagship show, Blue Heaven Podcast. I'm rocking their t-shirt today. My dudes, Brooks Smith and Clint Pasillas. Check them out tomorrow. They'll be going live. So you can check that out over at the YouTube channel. So 103, I agree. CT3 is looking good from Jonathan. Marco Castro. Taylor gave a great AB against Hader yesterday. Diane Schroeder, is anybody concerned about Seager's fielding as of late? Diane, yes. I mean, you saw some of these routine plays, some of these backhand plays. Glove side range has always been an issue for Corey Seager, but yeah, he just hasn't looked the part. And at the moment, defensively, he's a below average shortstop with the glove. So hopefully he can turn around. But yeah, it's definitely a concern. Made some nice plays today, which was good to see. We got 100. We got Doug the next Vince Scully. Wow, to see my name in a sentence with Vince Scully makes my day. But no, man, that guy's the GOAT of all goats. He's the GOAT of goats. So Rios hit a ball to the warning track. That's true. But still, I mean, got under it. Realistically, 98 to 102 wins from Justin. Mookie is off right now, but when he's hot, watch out. From Jonathan. We got Daniel. Mookie will be consistent if he stays off. We got, I hope we're able to win more than 100 games this season. That's from Dodger Baseball. I think you'll get that. Dave needs to go with the hot bats. Yeah, I agree with you, Diane. Definitely got to ride those hot hands. Jonathan, Doug, Edwin Rios would be a better hitter if he can just shorten that swing. Yeah, a lot of you swing doctors out there are saying things that I think make a lot of sense. But look, I mean, these big leaguers are creatures of habit, and what's worked for Edwin Rios is that big, majestic, prodigious power providing swing that he's had for the last few seasons. But look, I mean, like I said, they're going to learn how to attack you. And, he does have to make the adjustments if he wants to. But, I think today means you saw a lot of two-strike success, a lot of two-out success, and the Dodgers had success with the breaking balls. Both those grand slams today come off sliders, and it all got going in the top of the – well, actually, just 2 more comments here, and then we'll jump into it. Want to know from you guys, what do you think if you had to trade for one player – this year for this Dodger team? Would you trade for a bullpen piece? Would you try to make a move for another starter? Would you go for a right-handed bat? I mean, depth looks like it could be an issue. How would you fix the Dodgers right now? Let me know down below in the comments. I'll read some of the best takes and pretty much all the takes. I just read them off one by one here, as many as I can get to. We got played too much for bets. Very much AJ's best game in Dodger blue. That's a great point, Anthony Keene. Well, he did have that. He did have that game. I don't know if it's probably is because he had he did have the grand slam, and the Dodgers just really needed it. But I don't know. I still kind of like that 3 home run game he had in 2019 September against the Giants. But definitely up there, and definitely when the Dodgers needed it the most. They needed him to go crazy today. 8 ribbies, and you can't ask for more. My son loves the show, Doug. Roach, my man. Not only is he an expert in baseball, but he's got elite food takes. Last show he told us he tried the vanilla Dr. Pepper. Anything you tried lately? Any cereals, Roach, you got for us? Let me know. Seager is first base from Anthony Keene. Mexican Rex. Mexicanus Rex. I like that name. Screw analytics baseball. We need Billy Martin ball. I have Yokes. I have a question. Can you answer? Yeah, fire away, Yokes. Diane, I think the Dodgers are going to stand pat and not make any trades as of now. Maura O'Brien, they've had several losses. Yes, they had a great day today, but without a doubt, the Dodgers will be on top in the end. Absolutely. Bullpen from Andrew Kano. Hader. So Tobias Ruiz. Hader looked good, and he was pitching, back-to-back days. So, yeah, Hader still got it, man. There's no question about it. He's still got it. You heard some talk that he's using slider more. Maybe he's fallen off a little bit, but he's a lefty. But the thing is, though, the Brewers are winning, okay? The Brewers have 17 wins, just like the Dodgers. They have Devin Williams. They have a lot of big pieces that, they got some elite starters themselves. So they're a team that I think that they're going to go deep into the season that to try to see if they can be contenders. And look, just look at, have you seen, I know Corbin Burns just went on the IL, and they haven't said why, but I don't think it's anything serious. And that guy is pitching as well as anyone in baseball. Maybe save for Jacob deGrom, but he's even kind of in deGrom territory right now as far as how dominant he's been. But we need a better bullpen, so I'll go for a pitcher. We got Jin Do. Hitting will get better, and doesn't matter how good they hit if we can't close it. A right-hand slugger from Tom Alfonso over on YouTube. Oscar Marquez. When the Dodgers score double-digit runs in a game, a lot of the times they come back and don't score more than 2-3 runs in the following game. Yeah, we've seen that at times. That's a really good point right there. They kind of, look, it's like save some for the next game. Good news, like Deborah pointed out, depleted bullpen in Chicago. The Dodgers will go in there, and they're going to want to show their old friend Jock Peterson, who probably won't be in the lineup, but the Dodgers have been able to score runs in Chicago too, so hopefully they'll be able to get it done. But so top of the first inning, Mookie Betts, he pops the second for the first out. Corey Seager, he fell behind 0-2 in the count, then was able to draw a walk. So that was a big sequence right there. Falls down in the count, 0-2, is able to get that free pass. And then JT on a 3-2 count. So a lot of two-strike execution, a lot of two-out hits today. And Justin Turner, he gets a single to left on a 3-2 count. Then Will Smith, he fouled out to right for the second out. And then CT3, he was hit by a pitch. So, yeah, he reached base all 5 times today, 3 for 3 with a walk and an HBP. And then bases loaded for Matt Beaty. The hit man was hitting today, and this wasn't that one. This is where he hits the dribbler. And this is really a big sequence in the game because look at this play right here. So Matt Beaty hits that little dribbler, goes under the glove of Bettinger, and goes to Keston Hiura. And he flips it to Bettinger, and he misses the bag, and Beaty is safe. So Keston Hiura misses that, makes that throw. They would have had the out, but instead it goes as an infield single. And then Corey Seager, he scores on the play, making it 1-0 Dodgers. And at that point, we're saying, oh, man, we'll take these little runs on infield singles. And then it gets crazy. So then that gives the Dodgers bases loaded with A.J. Pollock at the plate. He hits a grand slam. El Pollo went loco for his second home run of the year, making it 5-0 Los Angeles. And then top of the second, Betts grounded to third. Seager singled to right. Turner singled. Then Will Smith flied out. Then CT3, he reached on an infield single to third. And then Matt Beaty, he blasted the Dodgers' second grand slam of the afternoon, making it 9-0 LA. And, yeah, like I was saying, they were struggling against breaking balls pretty much the entire series. So to see them hit 2 out early on was very encouraging. He bangs a hanging slider and for a little 4-bagger there. And it was the first time the Dodgers had hit 2 grand slams in a game since May of 2000 against the Marlins. And then top of the 4th inning, Justin Turner, he lines out. Will Smith singled to center. And Chris Taylor, he reached on an RBI single. Then Matt Beaty singled to right, scoring Smith and Taylor, making it 11-0 Dodgers. And then Pollock's lined out, Lux grounded to second. And look, it was the first time you've had an 8 RBI game, and this is from A.J. Pollock since Adrian Gonzalez against the Reds in 2016. So it was just this offensive it was just an explosion from the offense today. And, yeah, but at the same token, give Julio Urias lots of credit too, because Urias went out there, and it almost reminded me of when Urias had all that run support in the crazy 11-run inning against the NLCS. So they find a way to just get it out of reach, and then sometimes you might get complacent in that situation. But you saw the curveball, the slurve, eight swings and misses, used it 38% of the time, and he was really dominant with that 4-seam fastball today. 9 whiffs via that fastball today, and that was a very effective pitch. He really had the command, and he was really painting the zone today, was Julio Urias. So 90 pitches, just got the job done. He's a guy who goes out there, and it was just a very business-like approach for Julio Urias today, and that's exactly what the Dodgers needed. They needed a guy that could give them some length, considering how taxed the bullpen has been of late. Yesterday, Dustin May was on his way to at least a 6-7 inning outing. He was cruising, did give up the home run, but he had three strikeouts early on, just went an inning and 2/3. And, it was nice for Julio Urias to give him 7 strong. And he had Mike Kickham, who, like I was saying, can Mike kick him kick it? No, he can't, at least so far. But, hey, let's give him some more opportunities. But he goes 2 innings, gives up 3 runs, 5 hits, had 2 punch-outs and a walk. And Kickham, really 7 of 12 on first strike pitches. But, he's a guy that he needs some more opportunities to see if he can really contribute. But it was definitely really nice to see the Dodgers just come out there and dominate. But he gives up 3 runs. And, 4 runs with the way the Dodgers have been hitting of late. They didn't erupt early on. You really start to get nervous. But, unfortunately, really just the one Julio Urias just gives up the 1 home run to Nottingham. He kind of hung that curveball, and he just got a hold of it. He hit it deep. So, that curved slurve. So, back to the comment section here. Urias was magnificent. Oscar Marquez, Julio for Cy Young. We got, let's just enjoy this win. Don't push the panic button yet. We need to get healthy. That's big facts over there. I agree with you 100%. We're so far. I like that. Bat Matey over on YouTube from Dolly Queen 99. Yokes 14. 2 types of Kenley Jansen, the 91 mile per hour or 95 mile per hour Kenley Jansen. Yeah, like I was saying the other day, it's mind-boggling the gap between bad Kenley, mediocre Kenley, and good Kenley. I mean, but the thing is, it's all about rest. It's all about rest, and it's all about just getting him mentally prepared and getting that adrenaline going and putting him in situations where it almost feels like his back is against the wall. But he needs to hold himself accountable and say, look, man, every pitch is Game 7 of the World Series. If that's what it takes with Kenley Jansen, if that's what it takes to get his engine going and get all the, and find a way to really fire himself up, then he has to do what he needs to do because they're going to need some big things from him. It was nice to see Blake Trinan yesterday go out there and have an appearance without giving up a hit. He had given up a hit in all 10 of his appearances before yesterday. They need him to be great. We got Urias is a baller. Damn right he is. Jonathan, Doug, our bullpen scares me sometimes. They can't even find the strike zone, and the umps don't help. Yeah, the umps have been absolutely atrocious pretty much all season long. How'd you guys feel about Dave Roberts getting the ejection? It wasn't your fiery kick dirt on the ump ejection. It wasn't even really even a John Boy breakdown-worthy one because you really couldn't really see what he was saying because he had the mask on. But I do think that it was necessary. It was necessary just to send a message, just to tell your guys that, hey, man, you see they're going out there and battling, and they're not getting the calls. So when you're struggling like that and you're also getting hosed by the umpires, it makes it very difficult for the morale of this offense. But at the end of the day, these are talented big leaguers that have to go out there and execute and find a way to get these sticks going. But finally one from Jorge Rojo over on Facebook. Tina G-Man, maybe the hitting today will be contagious going forward. That's ideal. I mean, you saw that hitting is contagious. It's a cliche, but it's truth. It's truth in baseball. And look, I mean, I think that Matt Beaty is really excited. Matt Beaty's really excited this lineup there with his approach at the plate. And Denny Cortez. Roberts couldn't get crazy if he's getting thrown out anyway. Yeah, exactly. Deborah Young, Dave stood up for his team by getting ejected. Thomas, how did we let the Giants get into first? Thomas, you're right about that. Roach, disappointed he didn't go out and crawl and throw the rosin bad like a grenade. That's funny, man. Just like getting that mental picture. You want to see him go out there and just go crazy. I think that managers, it seems like with the whole COVID thing and the social distancing thing, they're not like out of 10. They're not out of 10 out there like we've seen in years past. Yes, you've had some examples, but it's a little tamed compared to what we've seen in the past. Also, you don't have a full capacity crowd. Once you get those full capacity crowds back and you have the road team egging on the manager, you're going to see those big moments, those ejections. And look, I'm not going to lie. I go back and forth when it comes to robo-umps because I don't think we're going to see Dave Roberts arguing with the robot, and I love ejections. I always have. Do you guys love ejections? Do you think ejections for managers make a difference? I want your takes on this down below in the comments section. When is Zach McKinstry coming back? Felix Gonzalez on YouTube kind of talked a little bit about that earlier. Not swinging the bat yet. Something like 4 weeks is the last I've heard, last I've read. So it's not imminent, but it looks like they're taking the slow approach with him, which is something I admire, because we can't afford for him to come back. We can ill afford for him to come back and risk rushing him back just to get another injury. We've got to get him right, got to get him to 100% so he can come back and really dominate like he was before he went on the IL. 8 ribbies for Pollock. Go Dodgers. Yeah. Jonathan, Doug, do you miss the Kike hype? I don't see anyone with his energy who can be a spark. I mean, hey, man, we're just talking about it. Zach McKinstry. And look, I'm not a guy who's like, oh, it's, Kike or Zach McKinstry or this and that. Kike Hernandez did a lot of great things for the Dodgers. Kike Hernandez, we're playing the Chicago Cubs. I'm sure he'll be seeing his 3 home run game in the clincher in 2017 at some point. But look, Kike Hernandez, look, I mean, they had him hitting leadoff in Boston until very recently. I think he might still be, but he's a guy that, look, I mean, he kind of just is what he is. I mean, Kike Hernandez hitting .231, OPSing .671 in his last 7 games, hitting .174, 4 for his last 23. I mean, we're not missing Kike Hernandez. I'm just telling you, they're not. Like, what he provides in the dugout, that's great. I think he's a great team player. He's a very popular player. I love me some Kike Hernandez. When it comes to the on-field production, I think that when Zach McKinstry comes back, Zach McKinstry, let me tell you this, he's going to be a better player in the long run than Kike Hernandez. I guarantee it, because you really just can't teach the hitting instincts that Zach McKinstry has. And look, Hernandez, he's got that nose for the big moment. What he did in Game 7, hitting that game-tying home run was big. But look, man, in this day and age, when you have strikeouts multiplying every single year, having guys like Zach McKinstry on your roster, they're a real premium. So I love Kike. I always say that he basically graduated from Dodgers University. He's out there doing his own thing. He wanted 500 plate appearances, and he's getting an opportunity to prove that. And I still think he is what he is. I mean, as a top shelf, top end defender who is a hitter, a 230 hitter, at best probably a 250 hitter with 500 at bats if everything goes right. I think it's more like a 230 hitter and below with occasional home runs. I mean, that bat swings a heavy bat. And here we go. Los Angeles, Cali, Diane. What I don't understand is they want to get all the calls right. So why don't they want to get the calls behind the plate right too? Diane Schroeder. Yeah, I mean, it's just bad for the game when the pitchers have all the advantages right now. I mean, look, we know that half the league's on sticky icky. We know that they're thinking about moving the mound back because of how many strikeouts there have been. I mean, over 40,000 strikeouts a year in 2019. That was the all-time high, and the league up until the 90s had never had more than 30,000 a year. So you're talking about big-time numbers from that respect, and then on the top of that, you're giving these Grand Canyon wide strike zones. It's just not good for the league. You want to see action. You want to see runners on the base paths. And, I'm with you 100%. We got McKinstry as a beast. Noah, who is a better defensive shortstop, Seager or Lindor? It's pretty much a no-brainer right there. Lindor's a superior defender than Seager with the glove. But, I mean, Lindor is going through it, man. What a terrible first month for Francisco Lindor. That contract right now looks like it could be Pujols territory towards the end. But I'm a big fan of Frankie Lindor. I hope he turns it around, because that's a lot of money to just throw down, for a shortstop that's just not getting it done. I mean, he is just really, really struggling at this point. But, let's see what the Lindor's hitting right now. I mean, and I know a lot of us wanted Lindor, but he's hitting 182. 14 for 77, 3 RBIs and 1 home run, a 53 OPS plus. It's so early, he can still get it together, but so I won't write that off. But bullpen thoughts, your local district attorney. My bullpen thoughts at the moment are basically we just have to find a way to patchwork a bullpen that can find outs. We need Victor Gonzalez at his best. We need Kenley Jansen to contribute when he's given the opportunity to. Pretty much we need Victor Gonzalez and Blake Trinan to ball out during this stretch and be those guys that can get big outs out of that bullpen. Then we need guys to step up that have gotten called up. Will Uceta, Will Vesia, will some of these young guys that are given the opportunity find a way to get big key outs for the Dodgers? I mean, that remains to be seen. Noah, what would you pay Corey next year? Like I've said this whole time, Drew Franklin, can I watch you twerk? Hey, man, this is a post-game show, not an OnlyFans, bro. I mean, I gotta give you one. I gotta give you one of these. Bruh. What are you talking about? It's all good though, man. It made me laugh. Zach the man, I get it, Doug. We got Roberts needs to go Lou Piniella. Yeah. No, but look, man. When it comes to kind of forgot, I lost my thread. That tour question really threw me off. Joe Kelly's return. That's another name. That's a great. I was just about to talk about that. Denny Cortez. So latest on Joe Kelly. He had basically a secret surgery. And when I say secret is the Dodgers didn't release the information on it, but he did have surgery he had a cyst removed in his shoulder, and it was bothering him all last year. So maybe this is the reason why he hasn't been the $25 million Joe Kelly that we wanted him to be. So I'm really intrigued because he's been thrown off the mound. I mean, he's ready to go. I mean, I think he's already thrown, five times in the last week or so, and looks like we could see him in the Anaheim series against the Angels. And if he can come back and execute and get close to the guy we saw during the 2018 postseason, that would go a long way for this Dodgers bullpen, this beleaguered Dodgers bullpen that's dealt with so many injuries as of late. Jimmy Nelson's a guy that you're starting to see that. Look, they're giving him the reps out there, and Jimmy Nelson is a guy that that I'm hoping just finds a groove in this role. So Jimmy Nelson, you saw, he blew the save against the Padres, but he had the walk yesterday, but 2/3 innings yesterday for Jimmy Nelson, no earned runs. His last before that against the Reds, no earned runs. So then he blew the save against San Diego. So hopefully he can get it around. No, you forgot my question. What would you pay Corey? I'm thinking 190 to 200 million. My bad. I thought I did. I think the twerking question threw me off. So what I would pay Corey Seager, I probably wouldn't go above 250 million. Just because with the injury history, I would want to try to keep it, but definitely under 10 years, 8 years, 250, 200 million, something like that. We'll see. It's a long season. I've been saying it's still a little premature to kind of, I think on the high end, 8 years, 250 million would be, that's over $31 million a year. If you go, 200, I don't think he's gonna take anything like $25 million a year. But look, if you 28, something like that, I think he's comfortable in Los Angeles. But look, maybe like 8 years, 225, 230, something like that. But we'll see. I mean, it's still a long way to go. So we're gonna have to see. I mean, Corey Seager, he hasn't been raking like the guy we saw in the postseason, but he's still giving you production. There's no question about it. Corey Seager, 8 for his last 40. I mean, that's not what you want to see. But Corey Seager is a guy that I still believe in. I still believe in Corey Seager, and I still think that he's with the stick. I mean, look, he's very adamant that he wants to play shortstop, right? And it's clear at this point he's not. I mean, he's a below-average shortstop. I don't care how you slice it. He just is. And he wants to play shortstop. Would a position change? If he moved to first, if he moved to third, and just focus solely on his offensive production, would he be a more consistent hitter? I think that's a possibility. So I'm just trying to keep it real, bringing the facts to the fight. And I just think, look, at some point, shortstop is a very physically demanding position as well. So you don't want to have him to incur any more injuries. But, yeah, guys, thanks for rocking with us, man. You guys are always the best, coming through with those fire Dodger takes. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Couple plugs here. If you guys want to get your merch game up, get you some Dodger drip, head over to DodgersGearUp.LA. Look at the shirts. Look at the gear. You got the belly of the ball, the Dodgers shirt that's like the Death Row Records, the Joe Kelly shirt. Go get a Dustin May shirt, man. Just go get a Dustin May shirt in support of Code Red Dustin Mania. Or we got tons of shirts over there, really. Let's see what else we got. You guys check these out. We got the Bruce Dark Gradar one. We'll see what happens with him, too. It's another big factor. How healthy can he get? He has not looked good. He did not look good in his limited stint off the IL, and he's back on it. So I have the ITFB, the LFG Mookie shirt, and the one on the right, that's the scoreboard from before Kirk Gibson's shot against the A's. So go cop some merch. go subscribe to the channel at youtube.com/DodgersNationTV. Watch the Blue Heaven podcast tomorrow. I'll be back on Tuesday after the game. But thanks again, guys. Thanks for rocking with us. You guys are the best. Always bringing those fire Dodger takes, as always. But Dodgers get the win, a much-needed offensive explosion. The hit parade was on. You had grand slams from A.J. Pollock and Matt Beaty. 7 RBIs for Beaty, 8 for A.J. Pollock, getting it done against the Brewers. So the Dodgers, the boys in blue, beat the Brew Crew. They get it done, and their streak. But remember, guys, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. A couple last takes here, though. You know how I do it. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. You guys can get some more swings in here. I'll be tuning in. Roach, thanks, my man. Tony, Zamara High, we got the Dodgers will be okay. Early is too early to comment, but I have full faith they'll be okay. It's from Mariel, Anthony Keene. Until next time, D-Mac. Thanks, Doug. Go Blue. Hope we get to see Jock play this week from Deborah. Mariel, he will be okay. Let's go Dodgers. Roach, Corey needs to be a third baseman. So there you go, Roach coming in hot like he always does. But thanks for rocking with us, guys. Remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. Think blue. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
What a catch by Mookie Betts. Another home run for Corey Seager. Another strikeout for Kershaw. A robbery of Tatis. Gone. Will Smith. This is what an ace looks like.
And tag out is Riley, a double play.